Okay, for anyone that may have forgot, this is Busts Anonymous, where we address all the horrible fantasy football performances every week. And shocker, we've already got some familiar faces. This room is giving me PTSD. I liked the offseason better. Zeke, last year you literally moved into this room because you busted so often. What excuses do you have for me this year? Is Mercury in retrograde? Is your nose ring blocking your vision? What is it? I don't know, dude. Running just wasn't the focus of our game plan this week. Yeah. Aren't you a pass-catching back too? Dak attempted 58 passes and targeted you twice. Figure it out, dude. We're not doing this for a second year in a row. Wait, so is Busts Anonymous supposed to be like Alcoholics Anonymous? Because if so, shouldn't the guy leading the meeting be like a little nicer? Oh look, a rookie that busted in the first game of his career. Hey Najee, how about you average more than 3 yards a carry and then maybe you can have some input on how these meetings are run. Sound good? Saquon, I understand you're coming off a torn ACL, but you were just comfortably outscored by the likes of Carlos Hyde, Jeremy McNichols, and Keith Smith. I don't even know who that is. Oh, look, last year's fantasy darling, James Robinson. Hey, did you piss in Urban Meyer's Cheerios or what? Because you should have torched the Texans and you only had 8 touches. How about you send Urban an edible arrangement or something? Because that kind of usage is not going to work. And speaking of Jags versus Texans, hey, Derrick Henry, you know you can't play the Jags or Texans every single week, right? Sometimes you have to actually play defenses that will play above a high school level, so you might want to figure out how to handle that. All right, moving on. You know, I've never invited basically an entire offense here before, but guess there's a first time for everything. I've never been here before. What is this place? It smells like loser. Well, I'm glad you asked, Aaron. It's the place you go when you have an MVP season and then follow it up with 1 fantasy point in week 1. What the hell, man? It was 1 game. We're just not in rhythm yet. Yeah, we weren't in rhythm either. Shut up, Julio. And Aaron, not in rhythm is a valid excuse if you go for like 12 to 15 fantasy points, not 1. Maybe if you spent the offseason practicing instead of producing your shitty knockoff sequel to The Last Dance, you wouldn't have come out week 1 looking like Nathan Peterman with a mullet. Damn, this guy's not messing around. No, Mike, but clearly you are. How does it feel to be passed on the depth chart by a guy who nearly froze his feet off his body 2 years ago? Not great. And last but not least, Brandon Ayuk. Your team dropped 40 points on the Lions and you dropped a giant deuce in your pants. 0 targets? I just didn't take training camp as seriously as I should have. That's on me. Wow, very noble of you to admit that. You know, that humble attitude will help you a lot when you're trying to crack an XFL roster in a couple years. Hey! All right, that'll do it for this week. If I see any of the same guys in here next week, I'm smacking you with this tortilla.